Alright, cool. So I think I should be ready now, so I hope it is okay for everyone. But I figured I should pick another avatar that is... I don't know, like I feel like you guys also know me for using this avatar, and if you guys want me to change back to the other one, then I surely can. Like, do you guys prefer the other one that I used in the last one, like the previous little chat that we had? Also, I still need to change the fucking thing. Hang on, I might look a little bit derpy now. Alright, there we go. So, the title has changed, the game category has also changed, because otherwise we're gonna have a little issue here and there. Does the Quest 3 have eye tracking? I don't think it does. It does have full body tracking, but I tried using the air link, and using the air link is kinda iffy, like it doesn't really want to work. Because if so, I couldn't be using the, some mods that I could install. Again, we're kind of messing around with a lot of mods today. Can have like a full body tracking thing going on. But yeah, it's not really... Well, it does have hand tracking, that's for sure. It does have hand tracking if I could get the air link thing to work. But using the quest link thing, like even, yeah. Like speaking of which, even with quest link or air link, which are essentially the same things, it is not going to work. So, as in the hand tracking. And I am required to have the air link thing, because otherwise, or the quest link, whatever. Otherwise I can't stream it. Otherwise you guys can't see what's happening in VR, so... But I don't really mind for, like, hand tracking is overrated anyway, and it drains a shitload of battery anyway. By the way, there are different poses that I can do with this character, and I feel like if I would do that on stream, that I would get myself into a lot of trouble. I see you, Klonoa, I see you. So, do you come here often? I feel like you guys are just like all like having massive boners right now. I apologize. That is not my intent. See, that's the thing. That's the thing, Quan. I don't have any Riz whatsoever. I just suck at Rizzing. Might as well lay down, watch it. I mean, you can watch me if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to, but bye. Oh, by the way, I know that there were more subs being gifted, but I feel like the Streamlabs thing counts as the new subs, or it just being weird. We have more subs than just 3 subs. We have like 6 of them today. It's a little tired, but don't fucking spray me, you bitch. I feel like someone's gonna clip. I feel someone's gonna clip that. Please do.
Why were you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated?
Yeah, I figure. I'm so sorry,
Nice
Spam. But I figure that this may or may not be a thing for just like a little solo thing. Like I've discussed this before, like before I started VR chat today, which was not so long ago.
Adorable.
That maybe I would have to do like a solo thing, so that I can focus directly on everyone at the same time, rather than needing to listen what's happening in VR chat and also reading at the same time what's happening on, like on Twitch, and then also needing to respond to both sides, which could result in me talking over you guys in VR chat, and also the other way around. Oh wait, in the meantime, yeah, while you're here, I will accept your friend request.
Don't let your kids watch it.
I mean, fair enough, yeah, definitely don't want kids watch this. Should I risk his other pose? Like, there's this other pose of which I'm thinking, like, yeah, if this POV might be a bit interesting for guys, definitely. Well, actually, both. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, is this something interesting for you guys? I'll just chill here. I'll just fucking chill here. See, exactly.
That's quite big. Impressive.
Wait, I have some other things I can mess around with this avatar. I have an emote override. Yeah, whoa, wind. Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Why were you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated? Why are you dehydrated?
Yeah, that's, yeah, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Okay, allow me to readjust some things here and there.
You're fucking adorable.
This should be okay, right? There is absolutely nothing that happened. By the way, as for tomorrow, what are you guys doing tomorrow? By the way, I hope someone clipped that with the spraying thing. That was funny. Thank you. Thank you for whoever sprayed me. Of course it was you. Fucking of course it was you. Dude, I wish I could do nothing, but yeah, sadly enough, work. And these are actually very important, like, weeks that I still need to get through. So, yeah. I'm really counting down for the next coming few weeks, and then I will have some kind of a certainty when it comes to, my current living space, so to say. By the way, is the music okay, or is it a little bit too loud? Like, can you guys still hear me okay over the music? All right, okay. I just wanted to be sure. Okay. Now as for drawings, like, there are still many drawings that I'm still waiting on, but by the way, the reason why the stream today, like, for those that were at the very beginning of today's stream, I wasn't really appearing like quickly after, like, the starting screen was gone. That's because I had some contact with or some DMs being exchanged with Peanut Butter. And there are some new things coming, like, your way sometime soon, who knows? All right. Well, I mean, for me, like, when is the last time that I've seen anyone of my family except for my dad? Like, we don't really have a big family. And again, like, um, if me and my brother die, like, the bloodline of our family is basically gone. So it's up to us to either continue the bloodline or to end it. Ninja, can you time out Metroid for me for about a minute? Yeah, Ninja, my condolences as well. It's hard to hear that. But for me, it doesn't really matter. Like, to me, bloodlines don't really matter, like, in the same aspect as it would have done, like, in the medieval ages, for example. But for me personally, if I'm dead, who cares, right? Is it really going to have that much of an impact whether or not a bloodline dies? There are so many bloodlines that die every fucking second, so who the fuck cares? Yeah, for me, it's like, yeah, in the grand scheme of the universe, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. We live or we don't, that's it. No, I mean, I'm not talking about, like, me being dead and then therefore caring. Like, of course, you would care, like, if I would be dead, right? But about the bloodlines thing, personally, does it really matter? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, who the fuck would care whether or not I would have any kind of siblings that, or something like that? Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not planning to have any kids whatsoever. Like, I am 99% sure that I don't want kids. It is, DevPot. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and we're currently just chilling in VR chat, and I would like to talk to all of you directly rather than me just, going live and playing video games, but actually, getting to know you guys a little bit better. Well, there we go. Say hi to Zen for me while you see her, okay, Arts? Okay, I see. For me, it's also like, does a bloodline really matter that much? Maybe if you have like a family business or something, then sure, yes, it does. But for me, I don't really, like, nobody cares that I'm the daughter of this person or the daughter of that person. Like, nobody fucking cares. Closest to having kids I'm gonna get is creating genetically engineered cyborg. Sure. You know what? I do have kids. I have one kid. I have Kuvir. Kuvir is my kid. By the way, for those that don't know, for the new ones over here, Kuvir is my cat. Oh, I also have, like, 3 dogs and 3 other cats. that are currently residing at my ex's place. Again, long story, but they are still more like alive and well. Like they're alive and kicking, and they're doing perfectly fine. It's just that, considering that it's my ex, we broke up, and considering that I couldn't take care of them, they're no longer here where I live. Still, doesn't mean that I cannot see them. I still haven't seen them since the breakup. It's just that I still need to arrange things that I want to get done first before I try to do any of those things. I'm really focused on other things that have a lot more priority, as cruel as it sounds. But I will have time one day to actually pay a visit to those pets again. Thank you, Arts. Thank you for that. I mean, I'm Belgian, so I was born and raised here. So I guess Daku is just like a Swiss Army knife of nationalities. Now, to me, it is... How would I say this? Like, the mixtures that you have is entirely dependent on your parents, right? So there are people who are like, yeah, I'm Irish, and they have, like, nothing to do with Ireland. They're saying, like, yeah, my dad's brother's uncle, whatever the fuck, or something like that, like a so far relative is Irish. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't make you Irish. Hey there, Anthony. What's up? No, yeah, I mean, it's true, but that one, like, conversation that I was referring to is effectively people, that claim that they are Irish just because a very, very far distant relative is Irish, but that doesn't make you Irish, right? Or whatever nationality. To me, the ethnicity that you have comes from your parents, that's it. Like, you cannot change that whatsoever, as much as you would like to. Like, those are the ones that made you, there's no one else that did. I mean, who knows, maybe in the future people will be able to bioengineer babies, so... I mean, to be fair, bioengineering babies is already a thing, just not much of the ethnicity part, as far as I know. But I know that people can already, like, manually decide for themselves, as in for themselves, not necessarily that the baby will agree to that, but, like, which, like, hair color or eye color or things like that the baby will have. Like, you can already do that. Exactly. I'm coming from the exact same, like, point of view as your Spam. Like, if people are going to enforce someone else's opinion upon you and therefore see only that as a truth, as in the thing that they believe in, then that's bullshit, and it's just a scummy thing to do. Like, there will be, like, a fair warning for the distant future, for as long as we live, but in the distant future being, like, in what, 30, 40 years, something like that, we will have seen crazy shit compared to what we are used to today. And it was kind of scary though, like me being 30. Like, again, you can die like at any given time, but it kind of scares me like more and more as time like moves on. Is like, yeah, eventually I'll be fucking dead. And that goes for everyone, at least for the time being. So it's gotta be like, shit, then what? Yeah, who knows? See, that's the thing. Like, in the 80s, people were, or, well, the 80s, even before that, people were thinking, like, in 20-something, that, like, 2010, that we would be having flying cars already, but we don't, so... Like, that's a bit the scary part, like, knowing, I don't wanna be, like, talking about, like, the existing, like, how do you say it? Existential crisis, that's it. The existential crisis that, eventually we'll die, and, you know, all those lines, like, eventually we will. But it's, like, to the point of, like, what then? Then, like, what comes after that? Or, like, what are we going to do in those, you know, like, when we get that old, that it's like, shit, I don't have much longer to live, for example. Like, what are the thought processes of people at that point? Like, and that really intrigues me, like, legit. Like, I'm interested in all things eschatology and thanatology, which is the study of spirituality, or not spirituality, more like the spiritual aspect of life after death, and the study of death, respectively. Yeah, to be fair, flying cars, I feel like people, like, in the far distant future, if we survive that long at least, we will have some kind of flying cars and better space travel shenanigans. But, like, either that or we're gonna, like, work our way back to the Stone Age. It's gonna be either one of the two. It's gonna be either one. It's not gonna be, like, you know, it's not set in stone. And there's, like, no middle ground. So either we fuck ourselves up really, really hard, or we progress, like, farther into the future so that we can actually do what we are supposed to do, which is not stick on this fucking planet and explore the universe. That's something that we should have been doing from, you know, that's something that we should focus on. Like, the universe is a giant fucking infinite sandbox. Like, why the fuck are we, like, why should we only be on this one planet in particular? Yeah, exactly. It's either gonna be a Fallout thing or it's gonna be a Cyberpunk far future thing. That's it. But yeah, that's indeed the thing. Like, if we die, okay, to be fair, me personally, I do not believe that we are just put here or created, as in the humankind, human species, everything that is life, everything that is creation. I do not think that is just random luck. There has to be something going on. Like, there has to be something. Something afterlife, something. I don't care which. I really don't care which, but I don't think that your own life ends whenever you die. I don't believe that. Hello, hello, Aurora. What's up? As for you, Arts, focusing on that so much is not healthy for you. Absolutely not. So I highly advise you not to focus too much on that. Life's too short. That is not what life is for, in my opinion. I mean, not in my opinion, in general. That is just how it is. Human beings, like, do they really require, like, does every, let's put it at that, does every single human being, single being like the number, I'm not talking about single, the status of your relationship status, does every single human being need to have someone in their life? No, they don't. Absolutely not. So thank you for the follow, Aurora. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So yeah. We are just like going from one topic to the other right now, but I love having these thorough, deeper discussions with you guys rather than just small thought like, hey, how's it going? How's the weather? What are you doing tomorrow? You know, we can start with that, but you can only like ask it so many times, right? Dude, I also have, dude, I don't know what's up with that. I also have so many dreams that I'm back at school, so I'm like losing my shit. Like, I'm like, why am I doing here? Why are you guys still as bullshit as you were in high school? Thank you. Well, I didn't make it, but I just like the design of this thing. Not necessarily for the things that you might think, but I just like the overall aesthetic of the character, like how the face is modeled, how the eye tracking works, how the lining is of the outlining is of the character. I guess the entire style of this thing is really cool. Plus the colors, you know, anything black and white is up my alley. For deja vu moments, I've had them sometimes and they've never hurt me. But sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, haven't I been here before? I have had some things of which I legit had, like, I am fairly certain I've already done this, or I'm fairly certain that this would happen. Like sometimes in stream, I also have those moments when I'm talking about something, and then I'm thinking in my head like, okay, so this person is now gonna say exactly this at this time, and then it happened. So I was like, hang on, Gao, how did I know that? So yeah. Yeah, that's true. Like, I've had relationships before, and my God, I would slap myself in the face so many times. If I could go back in time, like during certain eras of when I was in a relationship, and there was one ex, not the last one that I had, but there was one ex that I wasted so much fucking money on, and so much time and so much energy that I'm like, why did I do that to myself? Like, I was so blinded about being so loyal and in love with someone that it just ruined me, like, in so many ways. That's why, do you need someone in your life to have as a partner, as a relationship thing person? Do you need that in your life? No, you don't. You absolutely don't. Is it a nice thing to have if it works out? Definitely. but it is not a requirement for you as a person to be happy. If you are not happy on your own and therefore claim like, oh, I will be happy whatever I have someone in my life as a relationship thing going on, then that is a fucking terrible thing to say, in my opinion, in two ways. One, you are entirely focusing all of your happiness on one person and therefore making it your potential future partner's responsibility to make you happy. And that's putting a shitload of pressure on that partner, and it's kind of scummy to do. So allow me to drink something. Right. Now I have some iced tea green with me. So yeah, exactly. As I was saying, having someone or needing someone in your life is something that you shouldn't be doing. You don't need anyone in your life. Not to mention, people shouldn't need you. People should want you. There's a big difference. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I am also way more cold and way more shut in compared to how I used to be, like, very early on as a kid. But everything went to shit, in my, like, just before my teen years. Wait, why water specifically? I mean, icy green is also nice from time to time. Not exactly. You cannot really force things. And if you are so dead set on like finding someone in your life, then you are corrupting yourself with something that you as a person don't need. Like, it's basically something that I've also like realized for myself as a VTuber, for example, and not like in terms of a relationship thing. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine single. I'm perfectly fine in a relationship. That's the thing. So I remembered this one line of the Avengers, and I think it was also Hater Azul. Thank you for the follow. I hope you have a wonderful day. We're currently going this deep philosophical rabbit hole of life. So welcome in. I have a cat, but I'm saying like in a relationship, like I'm being single. Like, you cannot have a relationship with your cat, and if you do, you're fucking sick in the head. So what I was saying is, oh yeah, I remembered a specific line. I think it was it Spider-Man? And then like it's the Spider-Man movie after, no, not after. It is where come on, is it? It's not No Way Home, it's the other one. It's the one before that. It's where Iron Man still lives, and where Spider-Man or Peter Parker was saying like, yeah, like I'm nothing without the suits. And then Iron Man goes like, yeah, if you're nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have it in the first place. Right? So I started thinking, like, for example, for me, for my model, I shouldn't need my model. For example, like if I am nothing without my model, then I shouldn't need my model or have the model in the first place. Right? So it's the same thing with the relationship. If you are nothing, being single, then like what difference is it going to make if you're going to be, you know, in a relationship? Like if you are nothing single, then you shouldn't be having a relationship in the first place. You are so much more than you think, and that's why I feel like people should give themselves a little bit more credit of the things that they themselves have been able to achieve, and therefore just try to improve yourself just more and more, rather than just focusing like, if only I had this, I would be better. Would it though? Would it though? Like, for example, if I would win the lottery, would that make me a different person or a better person? Definitely not. Like, me having all the luxury in the world, would that make me a different person? No, definitely not. Am I going to be super happy to win the lottery? Definitely. But me as a person, am I going to change? No. Yeah, exactly, Daku. No, also, okay, let me have a little insight for you. There is a difference in being lonely and a difference in being single. There's a difference. Being lonely is that you have no one physically to talk to, no one to have, like, spend time with. That's the definition of being lonely. Like right now, you're surrounded by how many people are currently in chat right now? This is how many people that you could be talking with right now, as you wish, in chat right now. Are you therefore lonely? You aren't lonely. There are quite a bunch of people here as far as I can see in the chat, right? You can chat with them whenever you want, right here, right now in this here stream, or in the community if you want to, right? What I'm fairly certain of, Arthur, is that, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, is that you are dead set on trying to find a relationship while you would be perfectly fine on your own. That's what I think. Like, you're a nice guy. You know, you have your own hobbies. You like to do things, you like going to the gym. You do all that stuff. For me personally, it is not necessary for you to need or require a relationship. Would it be better to, you know, to go through life? Potentially, but it should not be a requirement for you personally to, you know, to have a relationship. A relationship is not automatically the key to happiness. Definitely not. Ask anyone who's had, like, relationships before. I wish that I would be single, like, from the start of my fucking life. Then what I had, like, I would exchange being single from the start of my life till this point now, than the experiences that I've had with my past relationships. You can indeed still feel lonely while having a shed ton of people around you. That is true, but that's the thing. Like, what do you see for yourself? As in, what makes you not feel lonely? Like, that's then the question that we should be asking, right? That's what you should be asking yourself. What makes you lonely? If the people around you are not making you feel not lonely or less lonely, then what does? And if it's a relationship, then that is not really a healthy thing to think, in my opinion. I could be wrong, like, call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. But again, if you need a relationship not to feel lonely, I don't know. Again, it's, as I've said before, it's putting a shitload of pressure on your future partner. And like crazy shit will happen, by the way. Like, for example, if you are so dead set on having a relationship, I'm not not only Arthur, by the way. There are many people, there are millions of people that also think that way. They're like, yeah, I must have a relationship. I want to have someone, this and that. And then they jump on like whatever the fuck they want to, and then they have like the surprised Pikachu phase that after an X amount of years that the relationship ended, and then it like ends up in a very horrid experience, horrid memories that will stick with you for the rest of your life. Memories and just things happening that really fuck you up so hard, even harder than you would be before you had a relationship, right? I'm not saying that it's going to happen like that. Who knows? It could be a good relationship, but just know that it can get even worse when you do have a relationship, and when you do break up, there are so many things at stake that you could be sacrificing yourself for. You can be sacrificing so many things in a relationship, and it will all count for fucking nothing. And I feel like a lot of people who've had a relationship, like including me, that they know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, there's a reason why I've had quote unquote many relationships. Right? Like, I've had, how many relationships did I have? Like 5 or 6 of them, something like that. Let's just put a random number at it. It's something along those lines. And the amount of shit I went through, though, like with those relationships, I'm not saying all of them were 100% bad. There were definitely good moments. Don't get me wrong. But there was like a lot of moments that I just got fucked in the ass, figuratively speaking, by them because of things that they've done to me that I wish I never had a relationship in the first place. That's the thing, like, you want to be like having some kind of a base foundation for yourself in terms of how happy you are with yourself, some security that you have with your job, some security that you have with your house, with your home, that you have a place, to live, basically, that you have enough finances to have food and drinks and just live, basically, right? And to pay the bills. Just like that, if you're already able to do that consistently, then you're doing a really good job. Then you're just already doing a really good fucking job. So, and needing a relationship is a nice extra, but in case shit goes wrong, you still have those things that I just mentioned, as in with your home, your job, your this and your that you already have something to fall back to, some kind of security. Because if you don't have that and you jump yourself like into a relationship and it ends bad, you're gonna be in a lot worse place than you've started from. I'll say the pandemonium. What's up? Dude, Janpot has been a while since I've played it. Yeah, there's like so many packs that I don't know which one to get. Like, there's so many packs. I'm like, am I really going to spend that much money on this? Exactly. Definitely. Definitely. The job interview, hey. I mean, I'm sure that you could have like some random shenanigans with that, so I'm glad you enjoyed Pandemonium. See, exactly. Exactly. What your dad told you, Metroid, exactly. If you have those things, like the degree doesn't really matter. If you have like a solid job, a job that you can go to, even though it sucks like hell, well, it sucks in the sense of you can still do the job and it's quote unquote bearable to do as a job. And then you have a car, you have indeed a job, a place to stay. Then exactly, then all you need is a girlfriend. But again, that we've already been over this. Some healthy things to take into consideration. Yeah, exactly. Like needing a relationship is not something that you should need or require because you feel quote unquote lonely. It's just that you just want someone. It's not necessarily of being lonely, it's just that you want someone in your life. There's a difference. Yeah. Speaking about degree, I only got my high school graduation thingamajig, so I never bothered like continue studying. I was terrible at school anyway. I hated school, so but yeah, like I've said before, if you're nothing without a relationship, then you shouldn't have a relationship in the first place. A relationship is both give and take, and if you have nothing to give, then you shouldn't be taking anything either. Yeah, definitely. What Doctor said, learn a trade in a sense of, if you can be a plumber, for example, like it's a stupid example because everyone uses that. But it's true in the sense of, if you do things that nowadays not a lot of people know how to do, you will always have work anyway. Like, for example, electricians are also really fucking handy. Like, you will always need them anyway. Like, nowadays, what doesn't operate on electricity? For example, this is why I fucking hate like college students that are like, yeah, I'm gonna study tourism, and then like, yeah, but and then what? How are you gonna help people with that? Like, dude, everyone can do their own shit on the internet. We don't need you anymore to like fucking plan things for us. We can you know, discover and look up shit on our own. Medical things is indeed also something like very useful because you will always need it. And that's the thing, like if like there are so many people, like so many young students right now that are studying things of which I'm thinking, okay, so you've got your degree in that. Okay, so now what? What are you gonna do with that? Like there's nothing you can do with it. Like that's so dumb. Like you've wasted all that time for it into those things, and what are you going to do with it? Fucking nothing, because it's a fucking pointless thing to study. For example, what else is a thing? Oh yeah, for example, like I'm going to study the like history, like Arabic history things. Is like, okay, yeah, cool, you know a lot of history about the Arabic world. Okay, so now what? How are you gonna help people with that? Do you really think there are so many people that are asking for people specifically for Arabic history? Yeah, that's something that you can do as well, like invest in stocks. That's also something that I do. I've invested in Nvidia, but I've also invested in crypto. And so far with crypto, I've never had any losses whatsoever. And with Nvidia, I have double my my initial amount that I put in, so I'm doing fine. Hey there, Huku. What's up? Video is pretty good. What do you mean video? Yeah, okay, yeah, Panem, but then what? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, okay, is it interesting? Definitely. But then what? What comes after that? Yeah, like other studies, for example, that is, for example, robotics or programming or PCs, like all things tech, for example, you will always have work for that. Always. Like internet engineering, all those things, it can only go up. See, that's the thing. Oh, NVIDIA? Yeah. Like, that's the reason why I invested in NVIDIA, because considering how the gaming industry has evolved and how much more it can potentially evolve, it will only go up. Like, you cannot go down. Like, we are not gonna go backwards when it comes to games, as in how it looks visually, that is. Like, imagine VR 20 years ago, right? Compared to now, 20 years ago, would you imagine that we would be able to do this? So imagine what we can see in another 20 years, like how crazy shit will get in another 20 years. Yeah, like learning skills indeed that are, always going to be needed, or that there will always be a demand for it, then you're just safe for the rest of your life. Like, for example, car mechanics, for example, those guys will also have jobs for the rest of their fucking lives. Like, cars are never going to die out. Yeah, 3D printing. 3D printing is only going to get better as well, so... At some point, we will be able to 3D print food so that, animals don't have to suffer anymore for just our hungry asses, so... And basically, it kind of already exists like that because, like, it has already been made that they were able to clone certain cells or whatnot and then grow that out to an actual little lump of meat. Of course, it's very, very small, but it still worked. No, but that's the thing. If we can, like, mass manufacture everything that it's tasting the exact same way, then I feel like animals are gonna be a bit like, I don't know. Like, if we don't need animals anymore, like, if we get to that point that we don't need animals anymore for our food, what's going to happen with the already existing animals that are, alive at that point? Like, are we just going to kill them all, or are we gonna set them free somewhere in a giant fucking like, that's a lot of fucking cows and chickens and pigs and sheep and whatever the fuck is all out there that we eat. Where do we put them? Like, you can't just put them out on a field. They still need to be taken care of, so what's gonna happen with that if we don't need them anymore? Send them off into space? But yeah, that's the thing. We need to get to that point that we can do that. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. They are indeed way too domesticated. They are so used, like, how the fuck are... I mean, of course, they will find their way eventually. Like, it's gonna be fine in the next amount of years. Well, not even. But, yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, 3D printed food definitely will be a thing in the future that you can just basically make anything. But of course, traditional cooking will still be a thing. But yeah, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be really weird. But those are, you know, words for the future of how we will eat. But I refuse. I absolutely refuse. Like what people are doing right now, especially, and no offense to vegans, that they are like, yeah, we must all start eating bugs and whatnot. To which I'm like, yeah, no thanks. I'm not gonna eat bugs. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I think farmers will always... Well, always. Farmers are probably going to get to that point where everything is so automated that we will have a lot less farmers. Would just basically be like, what, 2 or 3 people or something running like some automated tractors and harvester thingies and whatnots, like specifically for crops. And yeah, because of course with crops, you know, you need to have something that will need to, you know, put that to the ground and then maintain all that shit. So yeah, you cannot, like, it's not something that happens automatically, especially when it comes to like making a shitload of said, you know, like for example, tomatoes or something like that. It doesn't happen automatically as structured and as massively, you know, harvested as it is today. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. If people want to eat bugs, who am I to tell that they cannot eat bugs, right? But I'm not one of them. I've also eaten bugs, and I don't really remember them like tasting like something specifically. But it's not something that I would be like, yeah, I'll just shove a bajillion bugs in my burger right now and just eat it that way. No, 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 thank you. Yeah, exactly. They don't really taste like something, but I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely the texture. But then again, people that are like, yeah, the texture of bugs is weird, but then they eat like oysters and shit like that. Like, Christ. Okay, I've never eaten oysters before, and it's not like you can't eat them. You just basically slurp them, and then boom, oyster. Like, there are so many delicacies that are considered like, oh, this is so great, this is so cool, and then you have like some really fucked up shit like eating like baby ducks in a fucking egg or something like that. Wait, which country was it from? I think it was from Vietnam, I think. Ninja, I think you should be knowing this. Was it Vietnam? If it was Vietnamese, rather. But I know there is like a delicacy in some kind of Asian country that they're like, yeah, let's eat baby ducks and eggs. Yeah, that, but like in the egg, that is, like, you just see like the, you know, the saurian embryo, but like the baby thing being formed and everything, and then just eat it like that. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly. Like, how? Oh my god, Ninja. Oh my god, Ninja, now. God. Holy shit. I didn't need to know that it was crunchy. Anyway, let me catch up with the stream because I saw someone being new. Vash, there we go. Hey there, Vash. Oysters are an aphrodisiac, though, so people eat them for that reason. I mean, sure enough, fair. But there are also people that just eat them because it makes them feel like they're above standards. They're like, yeah, I eat oysters every fucking time I see them, or something along those lines. That they are like, yeah, this is normal food for me. Everything else is for peasants, you know? The closest thing that I did eat to oysters would be mussels, as in not the mussels like muscle of meat or something like that, but like, you know, the shell thing, the seafood. No, don't worry about it, Vash. You don't have to chat if you don't want to. I will never force anyone to do anything for me. Oh shit, Vash, you're a gecko as well? Hey there. Oh yeah, remember where we started? Relationships. Relationships. For example, the reason why, again, you should not need a relationship for you to be happy. There are other ways to make you happy. There are other ways that make you self-fulfilling, so to say. That you're like, okay, I'm actually happy on my own. And that's usually when shit starts to happen, as in shit being people noticing that about you. It's something that humans can pick up. It's something that humans can pick up well whenever someone is really happy and therefore confident with themselves. Not necessarily confident in like, yeah, they can get any girl or guy, right? But more in a sense of they're confident in, like, they're happy with what they have, they're happy how they are, they're happy with their life. And that is something that human beings can really pick up well from a person. To be like, oh my god, like that person is so this and so that and so cool and so this, you know. People really pick that up. But if you're gonna be, and that's, again, something that I would like to point out, especially to guys, because I have seen that quite often, also way back in the day, of people hitting on me, that they were so desperate that they're saying, yeah, but I need you in my life, and I this, and I that, and I want you because I feel lonely, I want this, and you're the best, you're the perfect person for me. And I'm like, okay, I'm very flattered, thank you, but what happens if I'm not there in your life then? Well, what's gonna happen to you? Oh yeah, that I'll be super sad and I will kill myself. Yeah, I've had that conversation before, multiple times, and you have no idea how fucking guilty you make me feel when you say shit like that. Yeah. That's why it's very dangerous to be labeling yourself like, yeah, I need someone, or I want you, or I don't want anyone else, or I just need someone because I have to have someone in my life. And it's a very dangerous trip to go on. It's a very dangerous thing to be so hell-bent on having a relationship that is a very toxic trait. It's super toxic, and it's only gonna end up in a lot more worse shit. Basically, if you're like that, you're like an early teen that is like discovering puberty for the very first time and thinking like, oh shit, this place between my legs is really fun, you know, and then be like, yeah, but I want to have sex with everybody. like Sir Pentious says, I want to have sex with everybody. Like, that's the thing, right? When you're a teenager, you're like, fuck it, I just want to, you know, like that's when things really start to kick in. that's really, and if people, like, especially when you get older and you're still thinking like that, then that is so fucking dangerous to do, though. Like, holy shit. Like, you have no idea, like, how much you are pushing away the potential love lives. And that's purely something that you are doing on your own. So that's why, please do not focus so much on having a relationship. No one is going to do it for you. No one is going to live your life for you. So make sure that you live your life right now to whatever you can do, and stop relying so much on other people to make your life happy. Because otherwise you'll be in like an endless circle and you'll never be happy then. Is that something that you want? Also, I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Kawender? Thank you for the follow. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and we're having a deep conversation about relationships and happiness in life. Exactly. That, to be fair, if you never had sex before, if you've never had sex before, your first time is going to be absolutely shit. Just a little heads up. For again, there's absolutely, like, please, do not think that you being a virgin, for example, is a bad thing. I know that it's like a social construct that people are like, yeah, you must have sex whenever you're 18. Like, that's something that was really something like going on in high school, for example. Like, people were like becoming 17, and then from 17 to 18, people are like, yeah, I've had sex with this person and that person, and it's like, yeah, okay, but now what? Now what? That's the thing. Like, okay, yeah, sure, but back then I was like, fuck, I also know I didn't have sex, and you're just basically curious of how it feels. You're so curious about how it feels, and you know that whatever, shenanigans are happening between your legs is really fun, and you want to, do that together with someone, then, basically having sex. So that is something then that you would like to experience, the level of intimacy that you really share with one another. And for the first few times, like the very first time is going to be absolutely terrible, but after that, and those few times after that are gonna be so wondrous if it's legit in a relationship, mind you. Because then you have like this level of passion and intimacy that you can really share and experience with one another. But after a while, it's like, okay, so how am I going to change this? How can I make things more interesting? So to me, for example, like, do I still, as a person, as a human being, want sex? Definitely. It's basically like built, like programmed in our system. It's everyone. Like, not everyone. There are people who are asexual and don't give two shits about sex. That's perfectly fine. Like, who are we to like say like, yeah, you must have sex because you're a human being? No, people can do with their lives whatever the fuck they want, right? But for me, like, I am, for example, a very sexual person in the sense of, like, when I give myself to someone, I give myself completely, like, 1,000,000% everything. So I really, like, throw myself in there. But is it something that I need for myself to continue on living and to become happy? Definitely not. Like, is sex fun? Yes. Do you need it? No. No, definitely, but that's the thing. Like, if you just have sex for shits and giggles, it's going to be meaningless, and I hate that. I hate that whenever, I've had like some sexual things happening for me that I was like, okay, I just want to fuck, basically. To which I'm like, yeah, okay, so it happens, and I still have memories of it, and I'm like, yeah, but what did it do? Like, I remember the times that I had sex back then when I had a relationship, and those moments like stick with me So much more than whatever other shenanigans that I pulled. Like, and that's something that I really want to cherish, and I still do. Like, that's why having a very meaningful relationship and then being able to have sexual intercourse with them, you know, properly in a very, like, a very solid, a very warm relationship, like, that's the best feeling ever. That's what you want to have. Anything else is bullshit. Anything else, if you just want to have sex for shits and giggles, go for it. I don't care. You do with your life whatever you want, but afterwards you're gonna be like, yeah, okay, but that was absolutely nothing. I had fun, yeah, but it meant nothing. And that's kinda, I don't know, a coping mechanism, I suppose. I prefer the real deal. No, that's the thing. Like, for example, if I would have sex right now, it's someone that's saying like, hey, wanna fuck? I'd be like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Do we want to continue this? Like, I'm fine. I'd rather have it with someone meaningful rather than just willy-nilly with a random person. So, still remember pulling out the Batman suit for a close partner. Well, the thing is, see, how do I pronounce your name? Is it Azurman or Asurman? Sorry if I butchered your name, but if your partner back then was really happy with whatever the fuck you did with that Batman suit, and if they enjoyed that, then there's no need to be embarrassed. If they enjoyed that and you made them happy, good job, mission complete. Dude, exactly. Like, having sex with someone that really, really wants you, that really is like all over you, rather than just having, you know, someone else as just a sexual partner, it feels so empty. Like, it feels so fucking empty. While having sex with someone that really wants you, like, holy shit, it gets like super steamy and super hot, for example. Or like, oh my, like, that is the best feeling ever. And it's been a while since I've had that experience before. Yeah, I feel like people who, by the way, like, for example, in the past that have been like asking me like, yeah, can I have sex with you and this, yeah, which happened, by the way, that obviously I declined. That I was like, yeah, no thank you. But then, for example, I did have like a friends with benefits kind of thing going on like a very long time ago, and like, both of us just, you know, we were just horny basically. But that's perfectly fine. That's just human beings. Again, it's literally programmed in a human brain to be horny. Otherwise, we wouldn't exist in the first place. But yeah, things happened. And to me, it's like, yeah, I just did it because... I just did it back then because of, like, I just wanted it. My body wanted it. My mind wanted it. And if I didn't have it, like, I would, like really self-doubt and really be frustrated, I guess. And that's the thing, by the way, you can be sexually frustrated because of, you know, the lack thereof. But just having it, just to fix that, will only fix it temporarily. So in case you do have, like, for example, for people that are looking for like a friends with benefits thing, it's perfectly fine to do so, right? Just know that it should be with someone that you can really trust. It should be with someone that you can really, like, it should be someone that even after it happened, that you would still, like, be okay with one another. It shouldn't be someone that is like, okay, I just want to do it, and then you start hating one another because one person wanted more, and the other one didn't, then that's going to be a very nasty aftertaste. So like it has to be someone that is okay. So you have to absolutely make sure that both of you are on the same level of like, okay, what are the agreements here before we continue this? And that's really important. Speaking from experience. Hey there, Fluffy Dragon. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're having a wonderful time. And we're discussing relationships, and we ventured off onto sex, apparently. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. There are some boundaries. Definitely. Is hate fucking an actual thing, or is that a meme? Hate fucking actually exists, but that's basically of both people being so horny that you can like really like angrily fuck each other. I've not done it. I've not done it. But it is actually possible because you would kind of be okay with one another to really like to literally fuck each other up. So it exists. It is says, what's up? Is it says or size? I forgot. Because I know says is like, what is it, 6 in Spanish? No, wait. Says? Cinco, say, yeah, says is 5. 6, sorry. Cinco is 5. And that's the thing that we discussed earlier with being sexually frustrated. Well, not necessarily sexual. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you mean, Spam. For example, you can indeed be frustrated about other things and feel like, God damn, if only I could like just fuck someone right now, and then, you know, it will indeed relieve you of a lot of stress. That's especially the thing with guys. That whenever they get frustrated and they're like a bit moody and then they have sex, for example, again, been there, done that, they feel so much more relieved. And that is, I don't know, I think it's also a very typical guy thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's why I feel like guys are very prone to, whenever they see like something sexy, for example, what you're seeing on screen right now, that they feel a little bit more at ease. They're gonna be a lot more horny, obviously. But it makes them feel more calm, right? Makes them feel a little bit more calm, more or less focused, or not focused, more like focusing not so much on their worries. Again, been there, done that. I've experienced it myself firsthand, so... But yeah, that's also a very good thing. Like, not everyone, not every guy, I'm not saying that, not every guy is like that they need some, you know, some gal to, you know, to fuck them, basically. But, like, there are indeed, like, a lot of guys, for example, that also are like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the gym, and then, indeed, as Daku's saying, that is also something or a method to relieve you of your frustrations. Well, Spam, as long as both of you enjoyed, that's the most important part. Like, again, I feel like when people are talking about sex, especially nowadays day and age, why does it feel like it is like a very taboo topic to talk about when it's like a perfectly normal thing? Like, again, if sex didn't exist, how the fuck are we here in the first place then? Hey there, X-Ray, what's up? Hope you had a wonderful day. We're just talking about sex apparently now. Again, before we were talking about relationships, but again, from one leads to the other. But yeah, I feel like talking about sex is perfectly okay. But it's just that the people that do talk about that is, like they are basically talking about the topic as if they were teenagers. Like, oh, look at that, XD boobs, XD, look at that, something. big boobs and, you know, fucking, and I want to have sex with everyone, and shit like that. Oh god. I love that pitch, thank you. It's key. I got this new anime plot. Basically, there's this high school girl, except she's got huge boobs. I mean, some serious honkers. A real set of badonkers. Back in some dumb bunker. Dude, that fucking video cracks me the fuck up every single time. Like, how many different words can someone come up for boobs? Yeah, definitely. Like, the fantasy is great, but it's indeed, like, has to be somewhat realistic as well. And maybe in the future, there will be some kind of things, like in Cyberpunk, you have these brain dances that basically, like, program a fantasy situation for you. Well, not necessarily fantasy, but they can, like, make certain events feel real to you, even though it's not going on. It's basically like a VR thing. Super advanced VR stuff. But yeah. Isn't that the same as Italian? But yeah, that's the thing. Like, porn is indeed something entirely different from actually having sex. Porn is stage as hell. Or it is... it's not what is going to be the same for you. It is just a thing that you can see where other people are fucking. That's it. And you can do with that whatever you want. But for you personally, like, you can watch a bajillion porn movies and then think like, yeah, I'm going to be a sexual god next time I have sex with someone. And yeah, no. That's not gonna happen. Trust me. I've been there. There have been people that are like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you, and I've done this and I've done that. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. Let's see what happens. And then whatever happens, like, yeah, this is the most boring sex I've ever had in my fucking life. So yeah. ERP seems so hollow to me. Like, you're not, no one is touching anyone. Like, what are you guys talking about? Yeah, exactly. Like, porn is so, like, made in a sense that you just see what is happening in the first place. Like, what is happening primarily, like, during sex and whatnot. Which again, like, is just, like, very focused on the visual aspect of it and not necessarily what it should be. Why is porn the current topic? Because first off, we were talking about relationships, and then we were before that, we were talking about life and how we should approach life, as in that you should be fine entirely, like, on your own, and that you don't need someone specifically to make yourself happy. Right? Then after that, you know, comes relationships. Like, what kind of relationships are there? Some experiences here and there, and of course, in a relationship, you have sex, and from sex comes porn. There we go. Now we're all caught up. But yeah, I feel like ERP is going to be a thing in a far future where we can actually touch each other properly and actually, like, you know, do things. But that's, again, a very far future thing. Yeah. Like, porn is, okay, let me put it at that. Porn is like fucking, and having sex with someone is something completely different. Yeah, that's the thing. Sex is indeed something that comes natural. However, it is very important, and I know this firsthand because in a relationship that I've had, the amount of sex, your sex drive can be entirely different from your partner, and that's very important to discuss, like in the beginning of your relationship. Of course, it's not the first thing you should start with, but it's something very important to discuss, though. It's not something that you can just let linger around, like, unnoticed. Like, in a relationship, it is going to happen that eventually you will want to have sex, obviously. Otherwise, why else would you be in a relationship? Just stay friends at that point, right? Of course, there are relationships that both people would agree, like, we don't need sex to be happy with one another. That's also perfectly fine. But for the vast majority, if two people in a relationship have a very different view or very different sex drives, then that can lead to problems. In the sense of there will be discussions of people like, yeah, but I want to feel, I want to have, I want to cuddle with you and I want to make love to you and this and that. Then the other person is like, yeah, but I'm not really in the mood, or I have a headache, or I had a tough day at work, or, shit like that. Then you're going to feel bummed out, especially if it happens a lot of times. I've been there. And it really fucking sucks. Again, my sex drive is absolutely like through the roof. I could fuck every day if I really wanted to. If I really could, I could go for it. I'm gonna be perfectly honest about that. But do I need that to be happy? Absolutely not. But that's something very important for someone like that is going to be in a relationship with me. Because that's just how I am. Sadly enough, take it or leave it. But if I let that person know, so if I let someone in, if I would be in a relationship, if I would let them know, then they should be very much aware of that situation. They should be very much aware of my sex drive. Because, when you're in a relationship with someone, you take them as they are. And if you cannot, do that, if you do not agree to that, then there should be some things that should be, discussed here and there. Maybe you can, come to an agreement one way or another, but it's still very important. So Joy Boy, oh my god. Thank you for the follow. I hope you have a wonderful day. We are currently talking about sex in relationships specifically. At least right now. But yeah, that's the thing. So for me, I'm a very sexual person. There are people that are completely opposite to me, that are absolutely not sexual at all. And again, that's perfectly fine. I love those people all the same. I mean, I am not one to judge on what other people's preferences are in any aspect whatsoever. But whenever you get in a relationship with me, it is very, very important to know that one, I'm a terrible partner in the sense of I invest a lot of time in streaming, as you guys can see right now. So for example, after work, what I do, I go to work, I work 8 hours a day, go back home, I eat, and then I go straight to streaming, and then I go to bed. That's what I do every day. So in a relationship, it leaves a little time for me to actually, spend time with them, unless, I can manage my time in a sense that it would still work. But after a while, I would still want to spend as much time streaming as I am doing right now. And that's a very difficult thing for people to get used to whenever they would be in a relationship with me, because that's very important for people to very important for people to know that, oh shit, yeah, she's gonna spend a lot of time on stream. And that's why I would prefer, if I would be in a relationship with someone, that one, they would live with me, obviously, so we still see each other, for fuck's sakes. But also that they should know that I need a lot of alone time. I need a shitload of alone time, but I can really appreciate times together, watching a movie together, doing things together, and eventually making love to one another. But when I do that, I really give my all. So when I'm really into you, like, I throw myself all over you, so... Any tips in getting your partner to do more or to be more honest and open, and what? Wait, any tips in getting your partner to be more honest and open, and how often they like doing the deed? Just talk to them. Just have, like, sit down together, have a little chat, and be like, yeah, I wanna talk to you about something. Then just address the thing. Don't be like, yeah, why aren't you fucking me? Like, don't be like that. Just ask them, like, is there something going on? Like, is everything okay? You know, like, thoroughly ask things. Like, don't press it whenever they're like saying, like, I don't want to talk about it. People, like, in a relationship should always talk with one another. Communication is key. That is still something that I'm terrible at. That are say, like, there's nothing worse in a relationship when you see your partner be agitated or frustrated with something, and you see them throwing shit, and then you ask them, like, what's going on? Is everything okay? And they're like, yeah, everything's fine. Nothing pisses me off more than that. See, the honesty department for me is not an issue. I am, like, 100% honest with my partner at all times. Always. Even if I fucked up really hard, which has not happened, by the way. I will tell them. Like, it's not hard not doing stupid shit. just don't do stupid shit. It's that simple. But exactly, yeah, for me, I really enjoy my alone time as well, because it indeed recharges our batteries. And for me, in a relationship, again, that is like a downside of me, is that I really like focusing on the things that help me relax, in the sense of having my alone time, allowing me to do what I want to do, basically. So that's why I feel like being single is not that bad. And again, that's why, like, do I need a relationship? No. Do I want a relationship? Yes. Hey, Mark, what's up? As for me going to bed, by the way, I have the late shift next week, and I knew that this question was gonna pop up eventually. So do I need to go to bed? Not just yet. Spam, this is exactly why I like talk to you guys directly, because I feel like I may or may not have some opinions that people will also have, or that I will say things or tell stories that are very relatable or applicable to other people's lives, that it is similar or exactly the same as other people have, been thinking about or experiencing in their life. An omnivert, I suppose both the extroverted and introverted people. I do hope you're doing okay at Oblivion, so yeah, I suppose that... Yeah, if it is deemed by the government, by the way, usually it is by that, that you are then not really allowed to do much even though you want to. I'm also here for you guys, Kree. Don't worry about that. I'm also here for you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you guys in the first place. But... Yeah, that's the thing. Like, again, Do I want a relationship? Absolutely. But do I need it to be happy or to continue doing what I enjoy doing? No. No one is going to do those hobbies for me. I have to do it. Same goes for you guys. Like, if you guys have hobbies, who is the, who takes the initiative in your own life to go out and do those hobbies? You are. There's indeed someone out there for everyone. But again, even if there is no one that you find at the moment or ever in your life, doesn't mean that, that's the end of it, right? There's still much more than just relationships and, people. You can still do things just for yourself. Okay, I see, Spam. Okay. See, for me, I suppose that I would be maybe very slightly omnivert in a sense of whenever I do have a topic to talk about, then I do talk a lot. Like, for example, when I was playing Xenoverse earlier today, I barely talked. And again, that's something that I still need to work on. But I feel like I cannot really focus on talking about those subjects as I'm playing games. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bit difficult. Like, I'm so, busy and focused on, performing well in the game, then, could you imagine just me just playing Xenoverse and I'm beating the shit out of Frieza and be like, yeah, remember when we fucked our last ex? I cannot do that. I can't do that. So to me, it is a lot more interesting because then right now I have more time to focus on the chat than, of course, I read everything during the chat when I play video games and I respond to everything and everyone, but it's just like at the same time, I cannot really talk about other subjects than the game or just the shenanigans that are happening in chat at that time, right? So for me, having the opportunity or doing these sessions with you guys is a lot more interesting because I can really invest and put my time in all of you and, continue talking about things. Yeah, that's just me, I guess. So again, I've had sexual encounters, both meaningful and not meaningful, but it's okay, right? I feel like people are also like, yeah, but I like sex, but I feel like people are gonna think that I'm a pervert or something like that. It really depends on how you word things. It depends on how you word things and how you act around the people, around that subject, right? Like for now, what I see in chat here wasn't really constructive, right? We were still talking about sex, but there weren't people that yeah, I like to fuck someone in this and that way, and I want to do this to people. No one's been like that. And that's the difference. If you are all maximum over horny and talked about very, very specific things and very specific actions, then yeah, that's a big oof. That's a very big oof. So yeah. I do hope you're doing okay, Blitzky, but take your time, especially with your ribcage, Jesus. It is best to indeed just take it easy and do things at your own pace, right? Sex is alright, but have you ever played side-by-side co-op in Super Smash Bros? Dude, co-op Super Smash though, of course, the game was limited at its time. I could have done a lot more because it felt super repetitive, but the Subspace Emissary was really cool. And speaking about smashing, again, you can it's perfectly fine to talk about your kinks. However, it is not so okay talking about kinks that are morally just wrong. Hey there, Arash. Can I say what now? Okay, can someone explain or translate that for me before I say it? Milo, let's see. Do you maybe have a tip on how to get in the mood on a normal work day with joggers in front of the TV, or better said, getting someone in the mood? Nope, absolutely not. Getting someone in the mood is entirely dependent on the person that you're with. There's no universal answer to that. I find it super fucking cringe when people talk about sex as a brainless monkey. One of the reasons that I hate going to clubs or other public places with those people, definitely. Like, exactly. Like, if people are gonna talk about sex as if they were teenagers, like back in the day, like, oh, look at that, she has such a big fat ass, oh, look at that guy, he has a huge fucking dick, you know? If people are gonna talk like that, to me, it's like, oh my god, go away from me. How do you function? And just shove them away with like a stick or something. Yeah. That is something that is also definitely not for me. Like, again, it is perfectly fine to talk about like kinks here and there, and you know, and some experiences that you've had, but it shouldn't like be to the point that it's like super disruptive or anything, like super disrespectful, or like you know what I mean. What I have the biggest boobs and a big dick. I mean, thank you for the compliments. Well, yeah, it really depends, Zabitsky, like how much it has affected you, and there's not really much that we personally can help you with besides of supporting you for who you are and what you want to achieve. Everything else has to come from you, from, like, it's cliche to say, but the inner strength that you have for yourself and the things that you want to achieve is entirely up to you. We can only be here to help you, and we want to help you. Yeah, it indeed sucks getting older. I miss, like, split screen co-op or just local co-op things. Like, that was fun. Those things are really fun, and that's why, like, a lot of games that you can play multiplayer is usually just online. And of course, I know, or I understand that it makes more sense because you can play with a lot more people, you know. But like local co-op, there are still some games that are so fun to play locally. Alright, Blitzkey, take your time, alright? By the way, to make it absolutely clear, in real life, I do not have a dick. I know that people are probably wanting me to have one, but no. I have to sincerely apologize for me missing that. Yeah. For example, like the remarks that I've had at work of people like saying that I have a big ass and things like that, that I have a quote-unquote that the quote-unquote gloomy chick has a thick fat ass, yeah. People, again, it is okay to talk about that, but not in a lustful way. Because then you only see me as an object, not as a person. And it's the same like in sexual aspects. like you can have, or you can say to someone like as a very meant, you know, very well meant compliment, like your boobs look amazing, or your chest looks amazing, or your abs, or your this, or your that looks hot as hell. Like you can say that, like that's okay, but it shouldn't be like, yeah, I wanna fuck your brains out, and I wanna do this to your boobs and do this to your ass. You know, yeah, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, exactly. And I know that it makes you uncomfortable because people still talk like that, sadly enough, more now than they did back then. And I've also been a first-hand person to experience that, of people saying such things to me. Right, I'm gonna check on my alarm clock. How many hours of sleep do I still have? I'm trying to look under my headset right now. Trying to unlock my phone. Yeah, see, if I would go to bed right now, I would have an exact 8 hours of sleep. So I feel like we should be wrapping things up momentarily. Like in maybe 5 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes, something like that. I could be slowly ending the stream. So yeah. I do hope that for now that you guys have enjoyed this conversation. And again, I want to talk more about, well, not only sex, of course, but any other subject that you guys would like to talk about. That would, you know, just keep going from wherever the fuck we are starting with. I don't know. But just remember, it is okay to be horny. It is okay if you're being respectfully horny. You know, it's like alignment, like in the D&D universe, like you have lawful evil, evil good, neutral good, chaotic evil. It's the same thing with horny. If you are respectfully horny and not chaotic horny, you're gonna be perfectly fine. Can we talk about our favorite Pokemon generation? Well, for me, I only played until, well, the last gen that I played was Emerald. So anything after that, I have not played. I know it's been a while since I've played, well, not really that long, but still, we did play Pokemon Gate of Darkness, a few weeks ago. And, again, like, what gen is that? But yeah, I think Emerald is Gen 3, I think? Because, yeah, Gen 1 is obviously, you know, Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur. Gen 2 is Cyndaquil, Totodile, Chikorita, and then 3rd gen has to be Torchic, Mudkip, and Trico, right? My favorite Pokemon, like it really depends on what aspect, but generally speaking, Espeon is my favorite. Gen 3 is Ruby, but yeah, you have Ruby, Sapphire, but Emerald is basically, you know, combination of the two, figure of speech with like a little bit extra, as in that is Rayquaza, and that's it. Well, I know why Daka likes Squirtle, because he likes doing that to other women, right? I see you, Daku, I see you. I like how surprisingly quiet Daku is right now. He's probably like, fuck, she's onto me. So that's why he's quiet. But yeah, because you're quiet, you also consented or admitted that, you know. That's because I caught you red-handed, Daku. Alright, that being said, I feel like I should be ending the stream now. I still have a little bit of things to do post-stream, so that'll be it for me for today. But I do hope that you guys enjoyed today's session of the stream. I was gonna say Super Smash Saturday. I know, fucking me working on Saturday kind of fucked up my schedule, I guess, my perception of time. But I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's stream. It was an absolutely lovely chat, and this is why I want to do these sessions more, because I feel like this might also be like the most interactive that I can be with all of you, and also gives you the opportunity to directly talk with me, like without me playing a video game, right? So this is something that I really want to do more, and then whenever the model hits, is that I could do much more, and then, you know, have, you know, you guys will have the chambermaid, and that's something that you guys have been waiting for quite a while, and that is out of my control for now. But you guys are amazing, and it was absolutely lovely. It was definitely lovely. We will have more topics. We're just not only gonna talk about life or relationships or sex or fucking or whatever the fuck. But I will be heading off now. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, for talking to me. I love it when you guys talk to me, and I love talking to you guys, and I love getting to know you guys better. And Anastasia, thank you for the follow. We were just about to end the stream. I'm sorry. We were just about to end the stream, but I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I continue wishing you a lovely day. And that goes to all of you. Love you all so very fucking much. Like, for real. From me to you, all of you, love you, fuck you. And thank you, though. I'm always down. By the way, if people want to DM me, you can always DM me on Discord, that is. You can always DM me whenever you want. If you want to talk about something, go for it. Like, please do not hesitate to do so. I read every single DM that's being sent to me. So don't worry about that. I read everything. And just because I don't respond doesn't mean that I don't read it. again, I want to, like, I swear to you that I read every single thing that's being sent to me. So, take care, everyone. Have a good night's rest. Stick around for the raid, and remember that I love you all for being you.
Be seeing you around then. Bye-bye. Be seeing you around then. Bye-bye.